Okay, so I decided for the hell of it to disassemble this engine. Came up with the energy to do it. I wish I had a better camera because I'd stick it up on the tripod in a kind of a fast forward motion, show the teardown. I'm not going to show anything to do with the teardown, I don't think. I'll just show a picture once I split the cases of what kind of damage is inside it. So, okay, sweet. It'd be better if that stayed in here. And there's going to be a little bit of oil still in it. Take the right kind of bit for this drill so it doesn't stick in. Tip it a little bit so it doesn't leak. And this one has to come out. Only one side on the oil filter. The other one here you shouldn't have to touch. This one here I don't think I'll have to touch either. Move all my bolts. Oh, had a bolt still in there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is this? What is this? That is steel from the sleeve of the cylinder. Not good. Piston chunks. It's not good either, hey? Oh, look at this. Oil ring. Oil ring. Sweet. I'm gonna have to pop it off the tripod here just to show this. It's not really on the tripod anyway. Try to focus it a bit better here. Lovely, hey? Look at that. Surprisingly, the gears all look to be pretty good. That's a new oil. That's not an original timing chain because someone has a mark on it. There was an empty box or empty bag from one. Everything is just on the bottom, stuck to the magnet. That is a magnet on this one, I'm sure of it. I guess no, it's not a magnet. It's just all stuck there for the hell of it. Or whatever. Okay. Ooh, there's a little bit of sludge in the bottom of that engine still. Oil. That's why it's on 2 pieces of cardboard here. So I'll stick the camera back up where I had it and I'll continue ripping it apart. And yes, I still got my cold. Oh, look at this. Another chunk in a freaking cylinder sleeve. Fell out of here. I'll toss them all in there. Stays locked in there, that's good. Look in there. Lots and lots of chunks in here. Oil pump gear. Ooh, the oil pump still works. I'm surprised that oil pump is just not destroyed. So looks like the filter was holding up there pretty good. Stator cover off here in a few seconds. Grab some of this shit. We gotta refocus the camera too. That's just all my starter gears. They're all in good shape. A little bit of a noise from the one-way clutch, but that could be just the way it's made. I'm not too familiar exactly with this model. So get that tape off my hands. I already had that one loose. Is that even in the camera view? Yep. Barely, but it is. There's an O-ring at the front of it that's being a bitch. There we go. O-ring right there. Starter seems to be in great shape. No play. No, there's going to be a lot of oil getting out right now. I just don't care. It has to come out sooner or later. Switch to a different impact driver to do the rest of them. Still in the view. A little bit, eh? I'm gonna have to grab my extension for this in a few seconds. Ready to be popped off. There'll be some oil pouring out of here because I never drained it. Going to lose a couple gears. Nope. Ooh, milky. Let's see, there's the stator assembly. This Surprisingly, it actually looks to be in very good shape. There's a little bit of chunkage in the bottom there, but it's not that bad. Put that over there. Yeah, the one-way clutch is working great. So, of course, if you could turn it one way but not the other, it's working. Yep, got some more chunkage happening here. Go up the camera view. Yes, good. Sucker might be hard to get. No, this one is. Nope. Okay, all those case bolts are cracked. Every one of them. Now, there's probably going to be some under the flywheel. There normally is on a 4-stroke, but, or I mean a 2-stroke. This being a 4-stroke, there should be. Nope, that all looks good. Okay, so now's your time to decide which side of the engine you want to tear apart. In my case, I'm going to probably do it a little bit different than always. I'm going to tear just this guy off here. So, just a few seconds here. Get some oil off my hands. Open the big gun. Whoops. Get a bit of a shot of everything here. Stator Assembly. One-way clutch. For the starter, working great. Doesn't seem to have any play in it. So I'm going to split this engine, but not disassemble everything, just because I don't think I'll have to. So I'll put it back on the tripod. Oh, the tripod is hard to say, but it's on a stick, and I'm just shoving the stick into the butt. So, somewhat holds it, I guess. Okay, I just did a little searching. I do not have a bolt big enough to remove the flywheel, so I'm just going to leave it on. So I'll show you more or less what I'm going to do in just a few seconds. Kind of sucks because I can't, you know. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't really need to split everything completely anyway, so start the video again in a few minutes. Actually, no, I won't even start it. My pile of shit. Get that lean back. Just gonna put the hammer behind it so it doesn't fall. Just like that. That there should all be in the view pretty good. Grab my electro impact gun. Timing chain should not jam up, I hope. Just a second. That was easy enough. So, okay. And of course I gotta remove the clutch. Do all that in a second. Socket here. One. Actually, you know, some people might want to know how to remove a clutch. Maybe I'll try to move the camera close for this part. Look at that. Still recording? Yeah. So all you missed is I loosened all those off with this, which I'll edit back in. So take all your springs, throw them in the garbage and buy some new ones. This all comes off in one piece. Your bearing, all your clutch disc. These ones here are all in good shape. You can tell just by looking at them. Man, actually those feel brand new. So I will double check every one of them later, but for now I'm just putting it aside. Bearing. So double check everything's in good shape. You got your bolt here with your crush washer actually. This one here is a little bit different than a lot of them. So I'm just going to wipe some grease off my crunchy hands. Going to try to remember where I just put that giant socket. And at this point here you might want to get your clutch holding tool, which looks like one of the inner steel plates with a handle on it. But if you have an impact gun, sometimes you don't need it. And in this case I'm going to. It just spun. I know you couldn't see that, but... So I have got away with taking a dirty rag and shoving it in between, because when you use an impact gun, all you need is a little bit of drag sometimes. So I am going to give this a try. That didn't even hold the best. Shove another one in there. And if anyone wants to see the reassembly video, they'll have to actually watch my channel. So I'm just trying to hammer it in there a bit better. Trying not to chip anything, of course. A little bit of pressure on there now. So I'm not going to get this, but I'm using a big impact gun to spin it. And it helps if I put it on the socket. How's that? And that worked great. Got the nut in the socket, came right off. See? So you might want to replace that. So now everything will pull off in one solid piece. So you got a washer here, or two washers on this one here. They're actually labeled inside outside. On the bottom, on some of them, you'll have another washer. On this case here, there's a I guess the sleeve doesn't come off. The sleeve in the middle here will come apart. So, but pretty much that's how you get it off. All my springs are super loose on this one. So I know most of them are super tight, so I guess that's just normal. Oh, that one's tight. So I know there is going to be a little bit of preload on there because of the paper towel shoved in there, but anyway, I'm just going to set that aside. And that's pretty much how you take it off. So as far as I know, nothing else here comes off. Nope. Oh, I guess it does. So I knew that sleeve, that's your oil sleeve, so that does come off. Okay, and sometimes there's a washer underneath it, but on this model here it is not. That's just the bearing itself. So this here I'm going to put with the clutch. And yeah, that's just pretty much what I wanted to show you. Now, the way it is here, I'll be able to remove, let's see if I can spin this into view. There we go. So these are all my crank gears. Take them off all in the exact same order. Timing chain. Note to position, if you're using the old one, you want to put it back on facing the exact same direction. You do not want to change the way it's facing. You change the way it's facing, you're going to have issues. So my oil pump surprisingly is in great shape, seeing that there's like a pound of metal inside it. Elephants just came home, so I'm going to have to pause the video for a few minutes. Clean my hands before I touch my camera. Time to remove the oil pump. I just bumped that with my head, didn't I? Nope. Chances are I'll have to replace this pump, but A little metal gasket normally, yep. Dowel pins underneath, yep. Check. Gasket. Oil pump. See if it's any good. Hey, that oil pump actually looks... Not sure if you guys can see that inside there. That oil pump is actually minty shape. So, I am still going to split it for the hell of it. Double check everything inside it, but from what I can see there, it is minty. And watch out with these, most of them are razor sharp, the gaskets. Hey! Turn on a freaking light. Okay, you got your center dowel pin. There. Got your bottom washer. And you got your bolt. So for this case, I'm going to wrap tape around there, because that will be a bitch to remember. And this one's completely destroyed. Chunks missing out of it everywhere. Look at that. Dry rotted. Not even in the camera? No. That is destroyed. But only about 35, 40 bucks for the washer for another one. There's the washer. Lucky green. Stuff sticks to everything, even the oil. There we go. That dowel pin right there comes out of there. Yes. So sorry, there's 2 dowel pins for the oil pump. Oop, more chunks of metal flying everywhere. Now for the fun part. The screener. Do I really want to remove it? See what shape the screen is in. Oil screen. Up off after right size bit. Wherever that just went. Just had it in my hand. Over here. I should really turn it sideways for this, but I bet you any money it's just going to be packed. Yep. I can't even get it out of there. Gotta take a pick and move some of this junk out of there first. And of course, I don't have any picks here. Have to turn it upside down and give it a whack. Ooh, look at that big chunk. Piston skirt. Still stuff stuck underneath it. I bend it a little bit. It's not too big of a deal. It's clean on one side anyway. Look at that side. Holy shit. Look at this. More piston chunks. Turn it upside down, dump it out. Oh, is it ever filled? Holy crap. Look at that, eh? Oh, there's some more of that chain roller. I could actually take the camera down and get a better shot of this. That actually saved the oil pump. Look at that shit, eh? Holy crap. And it's just covered in there, so much more in there. So look at this. That dowel pin came from somewhere. Right up there, I'm guessing. No big deal. I can look at a parts diagram, figure out where that fell out of. So, down in there, nope. parts diagram. I'll have to show me that one. That is not too big of a deal. Random screw from the oil pump. That is freaking nuts. Okay, now for the time to actually split the cases almost. So I'll put you guys back up there. Okay, my phone just rang, so I had to stop. Trying to talk to someone with a 6-foot pole on the side of your camera phone is kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, so time to split this sucker. So I can actually see already there's somewhat of a gap happening. So I'm going to give it a slight tap on the side shafts. Nothing hard. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's a pretty good gap happening already. So you never want to hit too hard on something. And it's kind of cool. This model actually has a gasket in between them. So normally there's no gasket. And of course you want to try to pull the cases as you're doing it, but a little bit hard. So I've got a good gap happening everywhere but the bottom. So I'm going to flip it upside down. Inspect why. And I couldn't tell you why. So this is just for draining oil, so that's a short little stubby bolt. It's for sure not going all the way through. Shift rod will move. That's just taking chunks out of here. I wish I had my case splitter just pop in here. Can't even see where I'm pointing to, hey? Case splitter just inside there. What I need. So, with all that, I used to have a pair of reverse vice grips that would just go into there. That would work great. A little bit small. A little bit small, but it did the trick. Look at that. Freaking $2 snap ring pliers without the end on them. So there's that dowel pin right there that was screwing me over. Okay, I'm going to flip it back the other way. I hear pieces inside there. Everything's in the camera, yep. Rod knock. Okay, she is almost split. Gaskets are holding me up right now. Freaking paper gaskets. Huh. And I thought I could have got away with using silicone on this sucker. That kind of sucks. I'm just tapping the end of the shift shaft. Right here. Because that's what was holding it. Sometimes if you look, you'll see what's holding them instead of just smacking it forever. Okay, so that was my tranny. This is my other crank side. Now I got a gear and a washer sitting in here. So gear and a washer. So this gear is going to go onto here. Is that in the view where I'm showing you? No, it's not, eh? Adjust the camera. So I'm guessing this gear came off here. Yep, and the washer would have came off there. See where that went? Yeah, so that's where that came from. I'm 95% sure of that. Don't see anywhere else it could have. Removed the entire shift shaft. I got to actually, on this one here, I got to remove the bolt from the other side of this. So I got to remove this bolt right here. So, but in this case, everything's tight. I don't think I'm going to disassemble any further in this. So I am going to inspect all these gears here. Believe it or not, every one of them is looking to be in great shape. And this just shows people how empty these cases truly are. Is that in the view? Yep. I'm gonna wipe my hands off again. Make sure it doesn't spin. Yeah, just shift it down a couple gears, that's all. Spring loaded, yep, yeah, it was spring loaded, of course. Now everything will come right out. This pin, this note, that pin for in here, you do not want to lose that pin, otherwise you won't have any gears. So, of course the bolt holds that in place, so I'm going to stick that up on the shelf in one piece. Little parts like that I would just wash in a little basin. There's no need to wash the entire thing. So, okay. Shift shaft. So I'm going to leave that all complete. Make sure the spring's not ready to fly off or anything stupid like that. So, has this little tiny spring. Oop, look at the little chunks of metal coming off it. Never seen one with a little spring like that before on it. Not sure what's up with that. I normally don't work on Hondas. I hate them. So, it's not that they're bad or anything, it's just I never grew up liking them. Got the shaft. That's a lot wider than pretty much anything else I ever worked on. You don't want to note your position that these come out. Like the first one that I'm taking out is number L. Second one is a C. And last one is an R. So, and of course you'll want to take a look at all the shape, make sure they're all straight, make sure they're all in decent shape. So I'll take my tranny all apart here, see if there's any washers or anything. Yep, there's a washer at the end of this one. So that all looks being actually pretty damn good shape. So of course if there's a washer on it, you'll want to put that washer back in there. Take out the other one here. There's no other washers on there, nope. Man, are those giant crank freaking bearings. They're actually the same size as the ones on the Quadzilla. So now this is the gear right here that I was worried about. This one here where my thumb's touching, is that on camera? Yes. But now that I'm looking at it, it is perfect shape. This actually has like a carbon kind of paint almost, it looks like, on it. Yep, all these gears so far are in great shape. I am going to disassemble, take a look at all the shafts, take a look at all the C-clips and everything else. Always blow the centers out because they can plug. And see that hole right there? Is that on camera yet? So you always want to make sure you can see through every one of those. Make sure they're all clear. So take a look at your dogs, see if they need to be back cut or anything like that. You can also get them cryo treatment if you're really worried about it. So, but of course that's like $150 that most people don't have. But other than that, the actual inside of this case was pretty nice. It all got sucked into the bottom here, where all the metal chunks go. So this case here, everything is in great shape in the bottom end on this engine. The only thing I need is a new gasket and a couple seals. So that's where I'm going to end this video for now. I'll pop it off here. Yeah, so that's where I'm going to end this for now. I got chunks of metal everywhere, but as far as I can see, everything is in great shape. It's kind of funny, when I drained the oil out of here too, there was not too many metal shavings that went into the oil. Of course, you'll want to take a look at your counterbalancer and make sure that's all in good shape. And of course your crank and everything else. So far everything looks to be great. Hear the dog running around over there somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to go drink a beer. So that's where I'm going to end this. So, sweet. Oh, and just so anyone needs to know, yes, I got lots and lots of other motorbike parts for IT-175s. So, and there's boxes of parts up in there, boxes of parts over there. Oh, look at my fancy toolbox, hey? It's an actual box full of tools. Got my other Zilla parts in there, and the Quadzilla is actually still sitting right there. So, and yes, it looks like in shit shape, but I gotta wait till I can get my TIG welder before I can actually start doing anything on it. That's going to be another video. Might as well throw this in a video. I'm selling my old toolbox. That one right there. So the sides fold out on it is pretty sweet looking. If anyone's interested, I can make a video on that. So yes, that is the end of this. I'm going to probably go look at buying another parts washer tomorrow because I only got a small one. I'd like to be able to get one where I can actually dunk everything into it nicely. So, oh, and if you're wondering why I just threw all the nuts and bolts in there, if you learn about bikes, you'll learn to put in the bolt and you'll look at just how far it's sticking out and thread it in, and you'll be able to tell if you have the right bolts or if you have the wrong ones. Or you can actually go on a site and actually look at the parts diagram if you're really fucked and lost, but most of the time I never bother with that, and I have never had a problem sticking them in the wrong spot. Sweet.